Hello everyone, I am Ranjit from Informatica Global Customer Support. In this video, we will see how to configure the Microsoft ADLS Gen2 catalog source in CDGC. The agenda of today's session is: what is Microsoft ADLS Gen2 scanner? What are all the supported object types of Microsoft ADLS Gen2 scanner in CDGC? What are all the prerequisites to configure the Microsoft ADLS Gen2 catalog source in CDGC? And then we will see on the steps to configure the Microsoft ADLS Gen2 catalog source along with a quick demo. What is Microsoft ADLS Gen2 scanner? Microsoft Azure Data Lake is a scalable data storage and analytics service that is hosted on Azure. Configure an Azure Data Lake store catalog source in CDGC to extract metadata from the data lake store. Azure Blob Storage supports Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. This is a hierarchical file system. Supported file types. The following objects will be extracted as part of the metadata extraction in CDGC: Avro, CSV, JSON, Parquet, TSV, TXT, XML, XSD, and Excel. And among this, Avro supports single partition, multiple partition, schema merge. And CSV supports single partition, multiple partitions, schema merge. JSON supports single partition, and Parquet supports single partition, multiple partitions, schema merge. Also, you can extract metadata from the following Microsoft Excel file types: Excel 97 2003 workbook with XLS extension, Excel workbook with XLSX extension, Excel macro enabled workbook with XLSM extension. And the below files will be supported for profiling: Avro, CSV, and Parquet. Prerequisites to configure the Microsoft ADLS Gen2 catalog source in CDGC. In order to extract metadata, create a user account for the Informatica user to access the Microsoft Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2 source system. Grant read permission to the new user account. And in order to run the data profiling in CDGC, grant the following permissions to the user: read, write, and delete. And write permission is required to process the staging data of Avro and Parquet files, and delete is required to process the staging data of Avro and Parquet files. Now we will see on the steps to configure the Microsoft ADLS Gen2 scanner along with a quick demo. In order to create a ADLS Gen2 resource in Metadata Command Center, we will be required to create a connection in Administrator Service first. In order to do that, navigate to Administrator Service, click on Connections, and create new connection. So here I have provided connection name, type, runtime environment, and other connection details to create the connection. Once the connections were entered, we can test the connection. Once the test connection was successful, we can save the connection. And then navigate to Metadata Command Center to create a new resource. Click on New. Search for Gen2. Here we can enter the connection whichever is created in Administrator Service. Once the details were entered, click on Next. And under Runtime Environment, choose the valid runtime environment. And under Filters, we can provide the filter in any of the below supported formats. So here I have created a filter to extract the metadata from the folder CSV test3. Once the details were entered, navigate to Profiling and enable data profiling and provide the valid environment here. And then similarly data classification we can enable, and click on Data Classifications Rules to add the data element classifications whichever is created in Metadata Command Center. Here we can select the required data element classifications. and then click on relationship discovery and we can enable the same. And then we can enable the glossary association. Once the details were entered, we can save the resource and then we can trigger the job. Here I have already created a resource with same configurations. Once the job is completed successfully, we can see the extracted assets in data governance and catalog. Here we could see the files that were extracted as part of the metadata extraction. So here while file1.csv is extracted. And under contents tab of the file.csv, we could see the associated glossaries as part of the glossary association and the classifications that were curated as part of the data classification job. And when we click on lineage, we could see the lineage for the files that were extracted. So in this case, since we have extracted only the file, we will see the only the file details in the lineage. And under relationships tab, we will see the relationship that were tagged for this flat file. We would love to hear feedback from you. Thanks for watching.